Okay, we are at the end of our chapter 4. This is or chapter 2, excuse me, on rational numbers. This is a practice warm-up, the basic skills you should have acquired so far. 2 with operations of rational numbers in both fraction form and decimal form, and then 2 story problems that utilize that in creation of a BEDMAS expression. So the first question is fractions. It gives us a addition and a division. We all know from our experience that we have to do division first with BEDMAS. So the 1/2 plus is going to come down first, and I'm actually going to lower it down here. And I'm going to solve this. It's a mixed fraction divided by a whole number. Now remember, when you have that question, what you should do is convert. You can't multiply or divide or add or subtract with mixed fractions. So convert it to improper. And anytime you have a whole number, like 2, make sure you treat it as a fraction over 1. It helps you a lot. Because then the next step for division, you can either find a common denominator and divide your numerators and divide your denominators, or, oops daisy, you can take the first fraction and keep it, change to multiplication and use the reciprocal of the second. Now once you multiply the numerators, you're going to get negative 13, and multiply the denominators, you're going to get 8. So far in your work, if you don't have this, I should see both of those steps somewhere. If you don't have them, please make a note that on your test you do have to show that. Now that we have the addition, I'm going to bring this over here because I'm running out of space. My space isn't quite as big as yours is. Common denominator, first multiply share is 8. This won't change. This will. And on your test, I will be looking for this step here. Add your numerators and keep your denominator, which will give you a final answer of negative 9/8, which is negative 1 and 1/8. Okay, so there's a lot of expectations. 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps, 4 steps, 5 steps, 6 steps. There are 7 steps that I should see on your paper here. If you're forgetting any of it, make a note. Remind yourself what it is you forget to do on a day-to-day basis with those questions, and don't do it, right? Fix that problem. Second question, same type of question, addition, and this time multiplication. We're going to do our multiplication first, so this is going to come down, negative 0.25 plus. You shouldn't require a calculator for this. If you ask $4.50 times 3, $4 times 3 is 12. 0.5 times 3 is 1.5. Put them together, you have a positive 13.5. And I know it's positive because it's a negative multiplied by a negative with using grade 8 sign rules is going to be a positive product. Now we have a simple question. You owe a quarter and you have $13.50. With that $13.50, you can pay off your debt, which means your final answer without a calculator is a positive 13.25. Okay, our next 2 questions are story problems, and since we've done quite a few of them, the picture should make sense to you. The starting height of this plane is 2.5 kilometers. Now, because this is in meters and this is in meters, you should start by changing what? 2.5 kilometers should become 2,500 meters. If you use 2.5 instead of 2,500, you're going to get a wrong answer because it's not 2.5 meters off the ground. It's 2,500 meters because that's what 2.5 kilometers is. Remember, 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters. Right? Okay, so starting height, which is 2,500, plus the amount it went down. It went down 4.5 meters a second for 10 seconds. So it went down 4.5 meters for 10 seconds. Note, because it's descending, we treat that as a negative 4.5. And then it goes up, and it goes up 5.25 meters multiplied by 20 seconds. So that expression is A. That's what I'm looking for your A. Exactly like that. Where it started, how much it went down, how much it went up, combined to get your final answer. So 2,500 plus, everyone in the room should be able to do 4.5 times 10. You just move the decimal over. It's negative 45. And 20 is not much more difficult because if you can multiply by 10, What would 5.25 times 10 be? 52.5, right? That's if you multiplied it by 10. If you multiply it by 20, you just have to double that, which is 105. Now that you have that, combine them all. It should work out to be 2,560 meters. Don't forget on your test, therefore, the plane is 2,560 meters above ground, or up. Or if you want to get really sophisticated, if you want to be ultra sophisticated, that would be upper level thinking of this because you're going back to kilometers, 2.56 kilometers. Your last question. Give myself some room here. It's the difference between the high and the low. So this is really saying the temperature started off at 8.4 degrees Celsius and over the course of 10 hours dropped to negative 2.6. So what is the expression for the mean? It would be the difference between the high, and difference being subtraction, and the low, divided by 10. So your answer for A is the difference between the high temperature and the low temperature divided by the number of hours. Keep flip change. Everyone in the room should be able to do this without a calculator. 8.4 plus 2.6. Well, 8 plus 2 is 10. Plus 1 more is 11. 11 divided by 10 does not require a calculator. You just move the decimal one place over, and therefore, the temperature dropped on average 1.1 degrees Celsius per hour. And that would be your sentence that says, you understand what you did.